You know the foolish man who built his house upon the sand? I don't know why, but every time I've ever read that scripture, I always thought, as long as I was wise, then I wouldn't ever run into problems and I wouldn't ever have any kind of storms in my life. But I just realized the storms come to the wise and the unwise. The key there is not the storm coming or not coming. It's where's your foundation going to be? I do not know if that shot was worth it. Yeah, I feel like they're still on me. Are they on me? The scripture I read was Matthew chapter 7, verse 25. And the rain descended, the flood came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house. It's probably a set of scriptures that we're all really familiar with, talking about the wise man who built his house upon the rock and the foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And Jesus is talking about in that set of scriptures that a wise man is somebody who doesn't only hear the word, but puts the word into practice and actually does the word. He says that man is a wise man. It's like a man who builds his house upon the rock. And the foolish man, in return, is the man who hears the word, but doesn't put the word into practice, who doesn't do the word. You ever hear a set of scripture and you're like, yeah, I know that scripture, I remember that scripture, or yeah, I know what that means. And then one day it just kind of comes alive. I think the most notable thing about that scripture is the storm comes to the foolish man. The foolish man who built his house upon the sand, the storm comes and it washes away the house, it demolishes the house. But I think the crazy thing is, the thing that we miss sometimes is the same storm came to the wise man. The guy who was doing everything right. He didn't just hear the word, but he put the word into practice. The storm still came. I think sometimes as Christians, we get wrecked because we're asked the question, why did this storm come? And we forget the fact that Jesus not only said that storms may come, but he basically promised us and guaranteed us storms will come. I think just the simple scripture that says those who will live godly are going to suffer persecution will let you know right there that storms are going to come your way, especially if you're living a godly life. I don't know about you guys, but I get so caught up. I mean, so caught up. Let me be real for a second on the storms that come, and I get so blindsided. I let them eclipse everything that's going on in my life, and I get so storm focused. Why did the storm come? Did I do something that allowed the storm to come? And the everything that's going on as far as the storm goes, and the whole emphasis of that set of scriptures is not the storm, but it's the foundation on where you built your house. Look at the wise man. The storm came and it beat against the house. It beat against the foundation of what he built everything on. And everything was okay. The house was not shook. Nothing happened. It didn't blow anything off course. It didn't shift his foundation. Nothing happened. So we get so caught up on the storm sometime and we forget that the storms don't matter. I know that's way easier said than done because they rock us sometimes. They're difficult. We all face, of course, storms being a metaphor for all the crap that we face in our life. And I know it's easier said than done sometimes to not get so focused on the storm that is absolutely beating against your proverbial. Is that the right word? I don't want to sound smart and then not sound smart because it's stupid, because that's not what I should have said there. Okay, let's back up. I know it's easier said than done, but we have to try our best to focus on our foundation and not on the storm that's going on. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. Let's spend more time working on our foundation than we do worrying about the storms that are going to come. I know it sounds simple and cliche, but if Christ is our foundation, if we hear the word and we're not just hearers, but we're actually putting the word into action, we don't have to worry about the storms. Even though sometimes they seem scary, they're loud, they beat up against our foundation, they're not going to be able to move us. They're not going to be able to shake us. Love you guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Remember, don't just watch YouTube all day long. Launch out into the deep, and we'll see you on the next one.